Hello everybody, welcome. This is my first video on this new channel, Riftjaw Adventures, and the reason I named it Riftjaw Adventures and nothing more specific is because I plan to do a bunch of stuff. This is my miscellaneous channel. I'm gonna put up board game stuff and tabletop game stuff. I'm gonna put up my skate videos, snowboarding videos, anything else that I want to do that isn't music related specifically. This is where I'll put it. So I don't want to clutter up the music channel for you guys. If to bother you and have stuff in there that doesn't belong. So that all is going to go here. So this will have, if I do gaming stuff, it'll go here. If I do tabletop gaming, it'll go here. Same thing with snowboarding, skateboarding, wakeboarding, whatever I do. So that being said, I'll jump right into the video. I have today for you guys an unboxing of a brand new board game that I just got. Super excited about it, and let's have me from the past take it away. Hello and welcome. This is my first video that I am doing on my secondary channel, and I just figured I'd do a lot of stuff, and if I want to record stuff that isn't music, I might want to put it on something else so it doesn't get mixed in with my music stuff. And yes, I know that I haven't posted on my Riftjaw music channel in a while, but that's just because of I haven't had anything inspirational to post or anything that I would find super interesting, and I don't want to waste your guys' time with stuff that my heart isn't in, so all of that. However, I have some cool videos lined up and good ideas for this channel. And what I have here, we'll jump right into the video topic. This is the Funkoverse strategy game. And this is a fairly new game. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I love board games and card games and like all these kind of weird games. I love them. It's a huge passion of mine. So, this is the Funkoverse strategy game. Oh hey Toby. I don't know if you guys can see him, but this is Toby. Hi. But yeah, this is the Funkoverse strategy game, and basically what it is you take your favorite characters from different names and different brands and stuff. For example, I have Harry Potter and Rick and Morty, as you can see. There's also Jurassic Park, Jaws, DC superheroes, the Golden Girls, I believe the Kool-Aid Man is a one-off expansion, all sorts of characters, and they're continuing to add more as they go. They're adding a bunch of them. Very cool. So, I have not opened these yet. I took the little stickers off the top, but I have not opened them, so I want to show you guys what you get out of these boxes, because I'm not 100% sure. Basically, it's a board game, strategy game, where you can buy as many of these as you want, and then mix and match characters to play different games. From what I understand, each of these come with a board that flips over two sides, different scenarios, so you can play. The game doesn't have the same goal every time. There's different ways to score points depending on the game mode you choose, and you get items and characters based out of your favorite, brands and shows. So I'm gonna start with Harry Potter because this is the four pack. So it looks like for characters in here, we have Harry, Voldemort, Hermione, and Bellatrix, or Bellatrix? Bellatrix. Sorry, I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, so I don't know everything. Please don't yell at me. But, yeah, so I thought this looked cool. I just like the Voldemort pop figure. I don't know if you can see him or not, but I really, really like the Voldemort one. So, let's pop it open and see what we get. Alrighty, so we have the figures. As I said before, I'll have to pop them out here. Hopefully I don't break. Oh, they're like rubbery plastic, so I shouldn't break anything. Toby, you gotta relax. So we'll start with, we got the tokens. These are for, your made-up characters, like the little token characters, if you didn't buy enough of them to have full teams. So like it would take 6 characters to do a full team of 3-on-3. But it also comes with these little tokens for characters that are not like playable. So like, for example, this is a Death Eater from Harry Potter, but it's just a little token instead of a pop figure character. And that lets you play with only purchasing one of these sets. You could play with just the Rick and Morty 2-piece set, and you could play a full game. It just would require you to use those little tokens mixed in. I bought 2 because I wanted to be able to do like a draft and be able to play I wanted to do a draft and be able to play with 3 sets of unique characters right out the bat. So, they also have the dice, and I will go more into the dice in a little bit. It's got attack, defense, and exclamation points on it, and they all do different things. I'll explain that in a little bit. And the items and the stands for the characters. And, oh, one more thing. These are the gemstones, or the points that you use. This is, like, these are how you mark your points. So now, that's in the top box. I'm going to actually pull this out. And we're going to pop out our little friends here. We got Harry. We got Hermione. We've got Bellatrix, whose hair is very curly, making her difficult to get out of the box. Oh, there we go. And, of course, Lord Voldemort. So there we go. There's that. Now I'm going to throw the little stands on them so we can get the characters up and going. Alrighty. Boop, they just got a little hole. All they have is a little foot hole. Toby needs to go outside. So I'm just going to put these little guys on their bases. So now you can use them as game pieces. Voldemort. Oh, and the bases are actually different colors, as you can see, so you can choose, you can see who's on which team. That's actually really good to know. So for now, we're just going to put them on whatever color, because I'm not too worried. So here we go. This is our Harry Potter cast. And then we have the dagger, and it looks like a certain wand of some kind, which I will read about in the cards. So let's see, what else it comes with is the how to play guide for the set you bought. It's the same rules across all the Funkoverse games, but the specifics are different. Like, you get different game styles and stuff depending on the set you buy, and obviously different characters and weapons, and each character has its own special abilities and all that. So we have 2 cooldown tracks, and the cooldown tracks are how you keep track of your the cooldown of your abilities. So if you use one, spend a token, and each round it'll shift down until it gets back into your possession. So you don't have to keep track of that yourself, which is, I think, is a cool mechanic. And then it looks like we have the item cards. So it's the Felix Felicis. I'm sorry, I probably am butchering these names, because Harry Potter is not my specialty. But yeah, they're item cards, and we have Felix Felicis, which is a potion, and that's the little white thing. When this character challenges a target, you may place this card on the 3 of your cooldown track before you roll the dice. Set 1 die to the triple exclamation point, which is a 3-point guaranteed roll. So that's a very good card. And the dagger is challenge 2, meaning you challenge someone by rolling 2 dice against them. This character may do an extra non-challenge action, so you get an extra action that isn't a challenge. So you can add a 3rd action to your stuff. And also, on top of that, what it gives you is your different cards that are specific to your characters. So we have Bellatrix, her abilities, and her character card that goes with her, so I'll put that right here. And then we have Harry Potter's. Move this off to the side. We have Lord Voldemort's. And we have Hermione. And so that shows you the abilities and what each of these characters can do. And it also has 2 character cards for both of the token characters that you would have to use to play. But we don't need to use the tokens because we have the Rick and Morty set that we'll be unboxing as well. So we do not need those cooldown tracks. And then we have some little cards that are they're status cards. So certain abilities of specifically Bellatrix and Harry Potter have status cards that they can cast on other players. So they can cast these cards on other players, and then you set these cards with them so they are able to remember that they're under a certain spell effect or what have you. So then, it also gives you the what's it called? Scenario cards. These scenario cards are different ways to play the game. So you can play territories, which is where you have to capture a certain area to score. You could play flags, where you play capture the flag. You could play leaders, which is to knock out your opponent's leader, gets you points. And you can play control, so you need to control certain areas at the end of a round. So there are 4 different ways to play on the Harry Potter board, which is what we will be unboxing next. As you can see, there's a lot of diversity that comes with this game and a lot of different aspects of it. So like when you buy just this Harry Potter set, not only can you purchase, when you buy the Harry Potter set, not only do you get the game and enough to play the game, you actually get 4 different modes and different ways to play the game. And you get 6 different characters, 4 unique Pop Funko characters, and then 2 token characters. And the board itself is actually double-sided. So your 2 of the scenario cards deal with one side of the board, and the other sides of them will deal with the other side of the board. So, if I am to make some room here, let's move my little Funkos in there. It's also a good way to collect little mini Funkos. They're not full size, but I kind of like that because if they're full size, then it kind of gets to be a huge game, and I feel like it's perfect size because it gives you the right amount of size to properly play the game and see what's going on. You don't have to strain your eyes too much to figure out what's going on. But at the same time, it's not so huge that it's like, oh my gosh, we need like 3 tables to do this. So, move these to the sides, that in there, cooldown tracks, and the weapons, put those away. And now, I will show you guys the board for the Harry Potter. So, the first board I'm unfolding, I believe this is Diagon Alley, as you can see. So you got like some different little pop-up shops and stuff. Gringotts Bank is a labeled one here. But yeah, so this is our game board. So this is the size you're working with to play. So you got these blue lines, and the blue lines here, sorry, I'm not sure if you guys can see this super well, but the blue lines initiate like obstacles where you can't move, and you can't move diagonally through those obstructions, and that sort of thing. But that is our game board. So then, you would set up your teams and have your guys out on the board doing their own stuff, and there you go. So this is basically the set you get from the Harry Potter, on the Diagon Alley. It's a very cool set, and it's not a lot of money. As far as like if you were to go buy a video game that's $60, this set I believe was 40-ish, 42, something like, or 41, something like that. So 41 bucks for a game, a party game where you get a big physical board game and you get cool Funko characters and you get, it's a very accessible game. It's fairly easy to learn. I watched like 3 videos on it and I already know how to play. And I find it very cool that you get 2 maps, 4 characters that are unique. And then you get all the items, you get the tracks, you get 4 different ways to play the game. You get all of that with 40 bucks, where if you were to go buy a new video game, that's $60, just to put it in perspective. And this little thing was only like 20-some bucks, 25 I believe, for a 2 set. So, and that comes with a very similar thing, the only exception being less characters and a smaller board. So, it's still a lot you can get. Actually, I don't even think it's a smaller board now that I think about it, because it's, I'm pretty sure it all fits in there. Okay, no, it'll be a slightly smaller board. So the other side of the Harry Potter, board will be I think this is like a certain library. I believe it says on the box. But yeah, this is the Harry Potter library, really messy library. And this is, used for a different set of a different set of rules to play different games and that sort of thing. So that about sums up for the Harry Potter side of things. Now, with that done, I'm going to set that aside. Set the Harry Potter stuff over here, and now we're going to unbox, best for last, Rick and Morty. And so the Rick and Morty Funkoverse strategy game comes with Morty and Rick, obviously. And I believe the 2 locations that board comes with is the Smith House and Blips and Chits. I could be wrong. So again, you get the bases, and you get the, looks like only 1 weapon comes with this game, and it looks like Rick's portal gun. And then you get your dice again. You get another set of point counters, except these are green crystals, that Rick and Morty green. And then you get the tokens that you need to play the game, just like the other one. And of course, Rick and Morty. So, pop these guys out. Rick's spiky hair makes them difficult to get out of there. Alrighty. So, I already love these figures. Look at this. Look at Rick. That's awesome. And then Morty's just kind of Morty. But I mean, these are cool characters to have in a game. You know, and I'm a pretty big fan of the show. Not a huge fan. I watched season 1 and 2 all the way through. Loved it. I watched a little bit of season 3, and I just haven't had time to finish it and keep up with it. But I do love the show, and I do love the characters. So I saw the Rick and Morty stuff. I was like, I probably got to get that. So, bases. Just like before, we're going to put Morty and Rick on their bases so we can use them as pieces. Here's Morty. And then we'll get Rick on here. We can figure out where the hole is for his foot. There we go. And yeah, so Rick's got his little flask, or not flask, what's it called? Is it a flask? Maybe it's a flask. I think that was right. I think it's a flask. Okay, so I'm gonna give Rick the portal gun, just so I don't lose it. So Rick's got his little portal gun in hand, dice, pointers, counters, all that stuff. And now if we look in here, we will see our rule book again, for, you know, Rick and Morty specific rule book. I'll put that with Harry Potter one because they're pretty much the same. And then, as we pull out our cards and other commodities, we have the Morty Smith and Rick Sanchez character cards. You know, they each have their own special abilities and defense and offenses, or not offenses, you just get your defenses. So we got Morty and we have Rick. And then for mini cards, we have the portal gun, which is the item that goes along with the portal gun I just put in Rick's hand. Rick has some effect cards. He has 3 different effect cards or status cards that he can inflict on someone else. Dark Matter, Combat Suit, and Ray Gun. These little guys. And then there are Robot and Alien, which are 2 more fake characters that you can use, like if you don't have enough. So when you play, I could play together with the Harry Potter cast and have Rick and Morty and Harry Potter crossover game. So we could have 6 characters duke it out, and if you had a set of Golden Girls or Jurassic Park or Jaws or whatever, you could take the shark from Jaws, have him duke it out with Voldemort while Rick and Morty run around in the background. You know, it's a cool thing. I'm happy with what Funko has done in bringing some cool brands together for a cool board game, and it's actually a fun game, thankfully. You know, it's a very enjoyable from what I've seen, and I will hopefully get some gameplay up with some of my friends. Hopefully can have them on the show and get some people to play with me, which, you know, it's tough right now with the whole, you know, thing going on. I think we're allowed to talk about it now, but just to be safe, it's the thing going on, and in 2020 that could mean just about anything. But yeah, so the robot and the alien, which are not that important to me because I have enough characters to play without the blank, boring characters, and 2 more tracks, cooldown tracks that let you keep track of your cooldowns on your tokens, and some cool Rick and Morty art on the back of the pop versions of them. And of course, our scenario cards. So you can play leaders, flags, territory, or control. You can play the same game modes as you can there. And once again, we have another board to play. So you could have the Harry Potter cast duking it out at the Smith House or Blips and Chits from Rick and Morty. It's very interesting how you can have all of these different characters, and it doesn't matter where you're playing or who you're playing against, you can have all your cool little favorite characters. And they do plan to add more, as I've said before. It's pretty cool. So, boop. Oh no, it might be a full, no, it is a full-size board, isn't it? Oh, one of them is, one of them isn't. Okay, so this is the Smith house, it looks like, with Rick's ship in the back. And this gives you a place to put tokens and stuff. This has a spot on the board to keep your stuff. Whereas on the other side is a full map of Blips and Chits, which is like the space galaxy arcade from Rick and Morty. So this is, you know, a big map, just like the Harry Potter one. It takes a few more ways to fold out, but that's fine. The board folds nice. It's good material. The art looks great. Very cool. And so yeah, you have this map, Blips and Chits, and then you have, you know, Rick and Morty out here doing whatever they're doing. I believe that is everything from the Rick and Morty set. And yeah, so what a game would look like. You'd have some people scattered about on their different squares. You'd have, you know, 3-on-3, group of 6, and they would all be fighting it out using items, using special abilities. Each character gets to take 2 actions per turn. It's a very simple base, and you just learn your actions, and once you start using them, you can get right into the game. It's very cool. So, this has been my unboxing of the Funkoverse strategy game, Harry Potter and Rick and Morty. And yeah, hopefully I will be putting up some gameplay of this very soon, because I'm very excited about it, and I would love to play it very soon. But yeah, you can play any of these as standalone or combine them like I was talking about. I got these 2 sets so I can play them together. So yeah, that being said, that's everything I have to say. I'm super excited to try this out. Hopefully you guys will enjoy watching a game of it coming up very soon. They're very short games, so I might do a few different episodes and that sort of thing. Get a few different people on the show. Might not happen for a while because of our current conditions. But very excited, and I got some cool videos planned to come soon on this channel, and the music one will come back and start making more stuff as soon as I am ready for that, and as soon as I have something cool to show you guys. So thank you everybody for watching, appreciate it, and we'll see you guys later.